Have you ever eaten in a restaurant and it is just painfully obvious that they are woefully understaffed? I don't understand how, like, number one, there's no manager, nobody in charge who can observe this going on, and two, it's such an easy problem to fix. Like, when you're always this busy, why don't you have more people scheduled to work? Easy business problems to fix, and they just don't get fixed. Don't understand. So I'm in the corner of a nondescript industrial park working with a client today. I had to get outside because the room that I'm in has 0 windows, and it is probably the best day we've had in a long time. Yesterday was nice, today's even nicer. But I wanted to talk quickly about something that happened in the first meeting this morning and has also happened today. And that's just getting down to the bones of getting the work done. And I think a lot of times the groups that I work with, they have pretty big assignments between our meetings, and they don't always get them done. And when they don't get them done, we start breaking them down into smaller pieces. They become very, very manageable. But there's something about that barrier to just starting it, just like starting in on the work. And this is one of the premise of David Allen's system, Getting Things Done, describing the next physical action that has to take place in order for a project to move forward. I mean, I tell clients all the time, the stuff I do isn't rocket science when it comes down to executing their strategic plans, and this is a great example of it. Sometimes just a little bit of help defining what that next physical action is for the group, or who's going to get together with whom and when, and let's get it on the calendar, gets the wheels unstuck and gets progress going again. So that's one of the big takeaways from today, because I'm experiencing it in both of the client meetings that I've been in so far, and they're both feeling pretty good about the progress that they're making just by defining what that next little step is, getting people on the same page and starting the work. So it's not hard once you get started, but sometimes you need somebody to kick you in the butt, and I guess that's the lesson. So I don't know who it was that said 90% of success is showing up, but I don't think that's right. I think 90% of success, or 80, or whatever the number is, I think it is how you show up. And when there's a crisis, if you show up with poise and you have an attitude where you want to get the facts and you want to relay the facts and you want to understand the nature of the problem you're dealing with, then success is nearly firmly in your grasp. It's just a matter of walking it out and executing, and you're going to be successful. But when you show up and you are not poised, you're not looking for the facts, you're kind of jumping around, you can't communicate what's going on to the other people in your team, it doesn't matter how often you show up, doesn't matter how long you stay, you're not going to be successful. I'm constantly evaluating how people show up. Are they showing up? Like, getting the facts right is huge. I don't think people understand how big that is. If you can slow down in a moment where you're really being tested and just say, I'm gonna put my emotions on hold, I'm gonna put every fight or flight instinct I have on hold, and I just wanna get the facts. I just wanna understand the facts. There's this great scene from Apollo 13 where the mission commander, Gene Kranz, I think it is, you know, he calms everybody down. It's like, just the facts, let's talk about what we know, let's work the problem. And working the problem is a huge, it may be the biggest piece of leadership, because when people are experiencing something, some kind of big crisis or problem, they're looking for a leader. The leader is that person who's going to work the problem, not make it worse. So I've been thinking about that, thought I'd share it. This is called University Town Center. It's a big mall. It's right over there. It's a mall. It's right in the middle of 2 counties, which means it's just a nightmare for traffic this time of year. So, no fun. And there's construction everywhere. Everybody wants to be here in the winter. Check this guy out. Antlers. Should get some antlers.
Got an iPad Pro and a pencil. I'm writing in it.
Do you ever have those days where you're not dreading the day, but there's a lot going on in the day, and you know there's going to be a lot going on, and you know there's not going to be any time to breathe, and it's just a lot. Well, today was one of those days, and tomorrow is one of those days. But the way you feel after one of those days and that little spot in between is kind of how I feel now. I am exhausted, but I feel good. I'm really looking forward to going home and seeing my family. And I will see you guys tomorrow.